It's another beautiful day here in Kiambu County. Um, it's a sunny day. It's the middle of the short rain season, and so it's very, very green. I can hear all the birds are out and happy. And as you can see, kind of in the riverbanks, I'm here in a part of Kiambu called Ruaka, or this is behind Ruaka as you go to Gashie. And one of the things that we are witnessing with rapid urbanization is that there's a lot of construction. There's roads being constructed, there's buildings being constructed, left and right. If you look, you see a lot of construction. And with construction comes a lot of waste. And some of that waste is rubble. Some of that waste is cement bags. It's debris from sometimes tearing down old buildings. And some of that waste ends up right here in our environment, as you can see. So I've noticed this as a pattern that's been picking up. You see this more and more. So as you can see, this right here is a ridge. So this used to be a place where people primarily practice small-scale agriculture. They take advantage of the water and they'll do irrigated farming, mostly vegetables to serve the fresh produce market that is Nairobi. With Kiambu being on the outskirts of Nairobi, that becomes a lucrative business. So as you can see, it's beautiful, but the landscape is changing. This is the river basin. It's at the bottom of the ridge. So there's slopes on that side and there's slope on this side. And there's a road that passes right through between those trees. You can see the cars zooming by. So that's a road that has been tarmacked in the last maybe 5 years or so. And what's happening is the people who own the land that's here have this idea that if you can find somebody who's doing construction, invite them to come and dump a lot of rocks and soil and dirt and all manner of construction debris, you can pretty much reclaim or claim this land from nature, because remember, this is a natural valley. This is the river basin. This is where water flows to and water flows through. But what people are doing is they're looking to create a new commercial property or land that did not exist. So right here, where you see that tree right there. So you can see what the original slope, where the original slope was. And now you can see where the slope is coming to be, because they've been dumping this soil here over the last year, over the last 2 years. So normally they'll then set up at the top of this, pile, they'll set up a business there. They'll be selling construction materials, they'll be selling flowers and trees, they'll set up a nursery, anything that's going along with all this construction that we are seeing. But this is going to have a profound effect on the environment, because as you can see, all that soil, first of all, it's not soil that's from here. It's mixed with a lot of construction debris. So it comes with a lot of pollutants. And then it's very loose. So it's likely that all that soil is going to erode with time. And look at where the river basin is. Look how narrow the river basin is becoming, because eventually all that soil will end up in the river basin, adding to siltation, and it will end up shrinking the rivers and the streams that we have. So you can tell there's a stream, there's a river that passes here, and I can assure you that that river has been shrinking each year, each rainy season. This is like at the height of the short rain season, and you can see how little flow it has compared to how wide the river basin is. So that shows you that it's been shrinking, and it's shrinking because of practices like this. This is environmental degradation, and it's happening because there's very weak enforcement of environmental regulation laws. Trust me, as a country and as a county, we have laws against things like this. But instead of government officials going around and inspecting and citing people and stopping practices like this, they go around collecting bribes. They go around sometimes even owning some of these areas that are being degraded, because people have this habit of just buying the land and saying there's nothing you can do with this land, it's not worth that much, knowing very well that they are going to come and dump all this rubble here, and then eventually they're going to make something out of it. So it's unfortunate, and this is the kind of things that inspire me, because I am all for greening Africa's urban future, greening urbanization in Africa, but this can certainly not be the way we walk into a sustainable urban future. Not if we are degrading our environment, not if we are creating such a big mess. That's going to be, can you imagine trying to clean this up? I mean, they should, but can you imagine how much it would cost? And most of this soil, most of this rubble, the rocks, the soil, the mixture with construction debris, it came from roads that have been constructed by the government. It also came from people who are building very large, like multi-story apartment complexes and commercial buildings, because they need to dig very deep foundations for those buildings. And when they do that, then they know a place where they can go and dump their waste. It's not acceptable. It's really not acceptable. We're going to continue highlighting this. We're going to continue advocating. We're going to hope that eventually policymakers, regulators, citizens will see the damage that we are doing to our future and even to our current, because right now, this is not a way for us to be resilient against climate change, because last year we received heavier than usual rains. It was an El Nino year, and there was a lot of flooding, there was a lot of landslides. This is what you do to create flooding and landslides. You come and create artificial mountains that don't belong. I just had to cross over to this side and see if I can have a better view. So you can see what's happening. The stream, the river, has had to split into two. So right here. And the reason why it's split into two is because a lot of the soil and the dirt that was dumped here has ended up in the river basin, and it's blocked the path for the river. So now the river is going through there, it's going through here, just trying to cut its way to the ocean or wherever this river feeds into. Usually it feeds into River Nairobi or Nairobi River. But take a look at this. Take a look at this artificial mountain that has been created. This is somebody's business. This is somebody's way of making a lot of money by polluting our environment. Kind of have to be careful. You can tell the rocks are enormous. These are not rocks that you'd normally find here. Look at that. A lot of it also comes from construction that's being done by Chinese firms, because before the Chinese arrived, we used to do smaller scale construction. But the Chinese have brought this technology and this ability to just do massive construction projects. And those massive construction projects, this is how we are paying. We are paying with our environment, because unless we have proper environmental regulation that is enforced, and we don't have so much corruption and incompetence in government, right? This kind of thing should not be happening, because that's why you have people in power. That's why you have people in these offices to build institutions that monitor and prevent these kind of things from happening. So what explanation do you think the government would have that they are allowing this to happen? They'd have none. At least none that should make sense. Just look at how much waste that comes with. Let me see if I can get closer. Yeah, and it comes with a lot of cement bags. So you can see that's a cement bag that's starting to wear down, and it will end up becoming just more and more plastic waste that's in our environment, microplastics. Yeah, they're calling them marine boards. It's a piece of marine board. Yeah, and that's usually the fabric, the net that they put to contain the dust when they're building these multi-story buildings. The irony that it ended up here, polluting our environment and, endangering people's health, the very thing it was designed to prevent. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Look how all the cement bags that ended up here. It's cement bags, it's pieces of tile, it's all the material that came with the packaging for construction waste. There's a lot of marram, there's a lot of rocks. None of this belonged here. All this was brought by people who are illegally dumping it here. And sometimes they are doing it at the invitation of the landowner, because I guess the landowner believes that they are turning useless land into something useful, because now they can build a business, they can set up a business at the top of this hill. This place used to be beautiful. You can tell the same thing is happening on the other side, right there. So the river basin is going to be gone if we continue like this. It's just unacceptable. Oh, I made it to the top of the pile. Oh, yeah. So the ridge is all the way at the bottom, and this is where the new land is going to be. I can tell you, you come here in 2 years, there'll be so many businesses that will now have set up. They'll take occupancy here, and yeah, this will be their new business premise. I guess some people see this as creating value, but what we lose sight of is the environmental value, the value that we all benefit from, not just one person benefiting from land that was providing ecosystem service that benefits everybody. So yeah, that's typically what happens. You can see that person is selling construction material, stones, concrete. They're also selling flowers and things like that. Yeah, but look at this. It's a view of the entire ridge. And all this started because this road was paved. Before this road was paved, this land was not as valuable, it was not as accessible. But then again, all this was dug up from different places where they've been doing construction. They've been excavating. You can tell even on the other side, people are picking up on an idea. And you can tell when they do it on that side, right? You can tell right there. And then they come and do it on this side. It will close the depth of the valley. The river basin will be completely sealed. Just another view from the road. Yeah, this is what it looks like on the side. And you can tell there's that waste that is mostly soil. And then there's a waste right here. That's mostly plastic waste, plastic bags that have decomposed and turned into all manner of microplastics. And you see, as it rains, that gets washed away into the river basin. It's going to poison the river. It's going to poison the food that is grown there. It's going to poison the soil. How is this acceptable? How do our leaders go to all these climate conferences and environmental conferences and feel at peace that this is happening in their homeland, yet they are leading discussions? I heard somebody who works for the government talking about how they are engaged in environmental diplomacy. I think that should start at home. I think charity starts at home. Before you go out there preaching to other countries, you really have to take a hard look at what's happening at home.